All right, so something I wanted to take a look at for 2023, the rest of this year, was just my spending from last year and the things that I want to improve on. I very often find myself with overspent categories when I get my paycheck, so I'm always like, it feels like one step behind. So I want to be much more intentional with the way that I'm spending and where my money is going, so that way I can get ahead and really focus on the things that are important to me. So I wanted to take a look at my expenses and where they went last year. So this is, if you don't know about YNAB reports, then you may not be a nerd, a budget nerd like me, but if you're watching this, I bet you probably already know about this. But so we're going to take a look at my expenses. They're broken down by category. It's really nice. I have the toolkit as well, but this is the one I'm just going to use right now. So for my student loans, this year's been a weird one. We're waiting on the student loan forgiveness stuff to go through, waiting to see what that's going to look like. So I do have money that I'm setting aside for my student loans, but I do not keep that on budget because I can't trust myself. I cannot I can't, if the money's there, I'm going to find a reason to spend it. So I found the thing that works best for me, and knowing my little lizard brain, was to have it automatically deposit from my paycheck to a separate account that I do not keep on my budget. So to my brain, that money does not exist, and in the background it's just racking up. I just cleared $12,000 that I've set aside that's going to go on my student loans right before the interest kicks back in. I've been saving that money over a lot of time. I've been upping that little by little as I get raises and little things happen in life where if I find any reason to up that money at all, I take it. And now it's $275 every single week that's going into a separate account. I have it in a high yield savings account right now, earning a little bit of interest and making as much progress as I can while also not risking any of that money because it's much more important to me to pay off student loans than to go heavy into the investing right now. I want to get those knocked out as soon as possible, which I have, as you can see down here, quite a lot of them. I have my master's degree, as I've talked about before, and getting that paid off is important to me. So there's nothing in that line right now, but on my other budget, that's all that's there. So rent this year, about 2/3 of the way through the year, you see right here, it got weird. I moved in with my girlfriend. We had a roommate for a little while here, and then we re-signed the lease here, and then now it's gotten pretty consistent. It is now $9.80 a month. That includes the little credit card fee that they make you pay for paying online because New York City is full of scams everywhere we go. So this number, unfortunately, can't really knock it down much. Not much I can do about that. It's just going to be what it is. I figure this will be probably about the same. We're planning on staying in this apartment for at least another year, probably a few more, because we really like it and it's cute. My Verizon bill is separate from my Fios bill. My Verizon bill is the phone payment I make to my brother-in-law. I'm slowly, when I pay off my phone, this will go down, but I'm also paying for my phone line, so it will never completely go away. My Fios is our internet. We used to have Spectrum, now we have Fios, so it's been a little wonky, but it's now gone up. It's going to be that $69.99 every month. But my girlfriend also pays $25 towards that, so that will be what it is. Not something I can really cut. Groceries. I, for some reason, can never get a handle on groceries. I don't understand why I can't get a handle on groceries. We're trying to cook a lot more at home. We're trying to make good choices. We're trying to eat less processed sugar and garbage. Average of $280 a month. I'd honestly like to see that average a little bit higher because I think the average is only artificially low because several months last year I ate out way too much. So this total here, I'd actually like to see. I know this is my spending goals. I think I'd like to see that grocery budget go up. I'd like that average to be around $300 or $400 a month because it means that I'm cooking at home more. We've got this household stuff budget. This is where I put anything from toilet paper and cleaning supplies to furniture, and like 184 in January. What did I buy? Oh my god. I spent a lot of money at Yankee Candle. I was going through something in January, so I spent a lot of money on Yankee Candle. Wax melt specifically, I remember because I still have some. Proved that was like not necessary. And I bought a nightstand, and I went to Target, like all these little things, $10. Rite Aid, that's toilet paper. Little stuff like that. But then I'm also spending, like this is furniture. This is just furniture. I bought two of something, it's just me buying stuff for my house, anything for my house. And October is when I moved in, and then we bought a lot of things because we moved in, and we've been kind of settling into our cute little house ever since. So I think maybe I'd like to break this budget down a little bit more. into more specific things, like household stuff. It's got a little toilet paper roll next to it, but that's clearly not all I'm using it for, because this makes it look like I spent $650 on toilet paper, which is not at all the case. That didn't happen, I swear. And same thing with personal care, is I just lump everything into this that I spent on. Like, it could be in January I spent $150. Oh, I see what I did. But like all my toothpaste, all my vitamins, all allergy meds, anything, a steamer, anything and everything is in this category. So I think I'd maybe like to break it down a little bit more so I can have an accurate view of what I'm actually spending, because an average of $45, I don't really know what I'm, like deodorant and allergy meds. I have no idea what I'm buying that is costing me $45 a month, because it doesn't feel like I'm spending that much money on those personal care items, which is weird. So I'm gonna work on that. But $538 for the whole year, I'm kind of unbothered by that. But I would just like to know what I'd just like to know what I'm spending my money on. Date night. Date night was a category that I actually started for myself. I was gonna take myself on dates. What we ended up doing is blowing our date night category on Lyfts and Ubers. And we went to a really nice restaurant in April, to be fair. That was worth it. But then we end up taking Lyfts and Ubers from when we go out, and then we don't want to take the train home. And that's a silly way to spend our date night money. That's not worth it. We could spend that on nice dinners and things. So I am happy with this. The average, honestly, again, would like to see it a little bit higher. But if we're more intentional with the money, we can get more value out of it if it's not just Ubers and things. We've got Harvey right under that. An average of $55 a month. I think that's artificially skewed, because I bought him a lot of, like, we got an automatic feeder this year. I got him all new, like a whole new water setup. I bought him a lot of stuff that's going to last him a while. So I think the average is actually a little bit lower, so we'll see. But I love to spoil him, so that's fine. My haircut, I was paying $60 every couple months to get my hair cut, and then I moved to Queens in New York City, and I found a barber that does it for like $25. So I just usually give him $40, but that's still cheaper than what I was doing before. But I do need to get my hair cut more often, so this will probably be about the same. Clothing, I need to look like a grown adult, I have been told. I am not getting high up enough in my company that when we go to nice events, I have to like pick an outfit and look nice. So I need to spend more money on clothes next year. That's all. I need to work on that. Transportation is a new category for me. When we go visit my girlfriend's parents, it costs about $25 for a round trip ticket on the train. So I'm going to keep doing that. That will be what it is. It's not like I don't go like every month, but it's just money I like to account for. My subscriptions and things. Hulu's gonna be what Hulu's gonna be. I was paying for Netflix for a while, but we canceled Netflix. My renter's insurance, my pet insurance, the cloud storage on my phone, my YNAB, those things are all going to be the same. And then down here is where the things get dicey. Tickets this last year, I only spent $168 on tickets to things, which isn't honestly enough for somebody who has a master's degree in theater and lives in New York City. So I'd like to spend more money on tickets and less money on literally almost everything else in this category. My booze money, I spent almost $3,000 on alcohol last year. I would say like all of these from the Moxie, these are all individual ones on one night out, buying drinks for my friends, my girlfriends, and a show there once a month or so. So that is probably going to continue. I don't mind spending some money on booze and drinking while I'm out. I live in New York City. Going to bars is like part of who we are as a people. I just would like to be more intentional with it. And also this average of $245 a month, that's gotta go. Speaking of things that gotta go, this is the most seeing this is the most shocking thing that's ever happened to me. My ordering food category has more than $250 in it almost every single month. Almost every single month. The only reason this is only $75 is because I was on a road trip for two and a half weeks of the month of September. So I did eat out a lot. It just is in a different category. That is insane. This is insane. My family was in town in October, and I spent like $1,000. This has got to end. An average of $500 a month ordering food, not date night, not fun things. That's just 99% like DoorDash. This is insane. I talked to my girlfriend about this, and we're gonna bare minimum. I understand who I am as a person. I get that. But we're trying to keep it under $200 a month. I recognize that for some people that is still a shocking amount of money to spend on ordering food. Um, I understand that, but I also know if I try to go from almost $500 a month to $0 a month, I'm gonna like freak out. I'm gonna lash out and I'm gonna spend a bunch of money on stuff I don't need, because I just like it's easy. can't explain how easy it is in New York City to walk down the street and then spend money on food. It's so fast and so easy. Everything is on DoorDash. It's shocking. So we're gonna cut this number in half, minimum. In 2023, I would like to spend $2,500 or less on eating out like just in the ordering food, just in like this is like grab and go, this is easy stuff, this is DoorDash. Like I'm very happy to eat a nice meal out on date night. I'm very happy to eat a nice meal out when I'm planning for it. If I have family in town, if I'm traveling, I'm very into that. But this is just piddly little nonsense that it as you can hear it in my voice. I'm so mad at myself for like $5,700 fighting for my life to pay off my student loans and putting all this money towards it, and I spent $5,700 on ordering food. That's a whole vacation. That's more than a whole vacation. I could do so much with that money that I would value so much more than the many, many DoorDash meals that I ordered with it. Crazy, crazy. That cannot be done. That cannot continue. So, goal. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to be writing stuff down. Major goal. $2,500 for the whole year. Year on eating out. Spend more on date night. Cook at home more. See, I'm trying to put good stuff too, not just bad things. Spend more on date night. Spend infinitely less. Imagine the dates I could have gone on. $2,500 out of that ordering food budget. If I had gone into date night, we could have gone on a fancy, fancy date every single month of 2022. Every single month. We could have gone out to our favorite spot uptown, like all the time. It's crazy. So I don't like that. Not happy about that. $1,600 in fun money. Fun money is my kind of like, I don't even know. Oh, a lot of this was I got a very, very large tattoo this year. I got a very large tattoo this year. And I bought myself a Switch. So almost all of that is a very large tattoo that I'm very happy with. It looks really nice. And my Switch, both of which I do not regret whatsoever. That's less than $200 a month on fun money. And I am very happy with both of those things. Very pleased. This investments category, the fact that I put it under vices is because it's like for silly little stuff, not my regular, it's not my 401k, it's not my Roth, it's not even my regular stock account. It's like this, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Fundrise. It's like a real estate investment platform for people, like you crowdfund real estate. It's, what do I even have? I put $20 in. And I lost $1.42 of it. But like in their defense, everything is bad. So the whole stock market's down. So what's the difference? But I put $20 in that because I thought it was interesting. So I put that is the kind of stuff that goes in the vices investments. It's just silly little stuff that I simply can't resist. My moving, like this is like my deposit. This is when I got my deposit from my other place. Like all this little stuff. This is not. I'm not worried about that. I'm not moving anytime soon. My gifts category, I spent $550 on gifts for Christmas, and obviously not much more than that outside of that. I'd actually like to, spend more on gifts. I'd like to spend a little bit more on gifts. I'd like to see this number maybe double, maybe around $1,200, which means I should be saving for it now, you say. I hear you. You're right. I gotta get on track first. I gotta get ahead of things. I gotta stop spending money I don't have. I gotta stop spending $5,000 a year on ordering food, and maybe it'd be very easy to spend $600 on gifts, Another thing that kind of gets in my way sometimes is this dental category seems never ending. When I was a kid, I got a bunch of fillings that it turns out I didn't actually need, and it did a lot of damage to my teeth. So now I'm going through with my dental professional, and we're removing all these like damaged silver fillings and replacing them either with the composite fillings, or like in some places I have to get a crown because my dental health is also like not super great. I'm working on it. It's an expensive consequence of being a poor child, unfortunately. So that's just what we're doing here. I made a donation to my girlfriend's mom's nonprofit because they were getting like a doubling thing and they needed to hit a minimum. So I did that. This is my website domain for my theater website that I don't ever use at all. My travel category. You know, Me and this travel category go back and forth. I had an awesome vacation in September. It was like when we picked up a car at LaGuardia Airport in New York City, and we drove it across the country to my dad's house in California. I could not possibly recommend that trip more to anyone. Me and my girlfriend and my best friend just driving across the country and seeing like all of America. For we drove for like 6 hours or so for like 7 days. We drove really slowly, stopped and saw all the things we wanted to, took pictures of all the weird roadside attractions, spent the night in Vegas, and then we landed at my dad's house the night before my 30th birthday, which I then got to spend with my entire family. It was very much rad. I would really recommend it. I'm happy with this number. I'm fine with this number. I would like to maybe up this number, spend more on vacations. So, I also want to add, be intentional. No overspending. Because if I can get this here, if I'm intentional with my money and I don't just blow it on nonsense, you can see how easy it would be to remove $2,200 out of this ordering food budget and make all of this and this and this and this, like all of these things could easily be accomplished with the money that I have while I'm still saving for my student loans, while I'm still doing that. It's very possible. So I feel good about that, but it also means that I need to freaking buckle down and get it together, y'all. So that is another reason why I'm back in business and doing my best to get these things done and get these videos up, because it's a really rad accountability for myself. Because if I spend $245 a month on average and $475 a month on average on liquor and ordering food, it's really easy to justify it to myself and much more difficult to justify it to strangers on the internet, because anyone looking at those numbers would go, well, that's not good. And you'd be right to say that. You'd be very right. I have other things that I want to spend my money on more than I want to spend my money on DoorDash and the fifth drink after I get off a hard shift, Go out for it, my friends, have a beer or two, and go home. And it's not $245 a month. So that's looking back. This is looking ahead. I want to be intentional. Gonna get going on these goals of mine and really hopefully make some traction here in 2023. Thanks very much for joining me in my chaotic ramblings, and I will see you at minimum on Friday.